I think the very fact that the other agile organizations are so unorganized and completely overwhelmed with the 50 certifications that they offer.
Right.
And I don't know if I look, I'm not going to name any names, but if I look at any of them, the only thing I don't see community there. I see only money machine. The only thing that it's a money machine, certification. And I won't say any of the certifications. I have some of them. If you look at some of the certifications, great seminars, way too expensive, lots of giveaways, certification easy as hell. And at the end of the certification seminar, I often look around and there's 30 people in the class, which is already a lot. And I feel bad for them because I say, they had a great time, they got their money's worth, but none of these people will actually be able to practice any of this because they didn't take anything away from the seminar. They didn't really learn anything.
No, they got a certificate. That's basically what they got.
Yeah.
And I'm a little leery of PMI in that regard because all of a sudden we have this plethora of certifications, and my question is, so what?
Yeah.
I mean, they said people always ask me, well, what certification would you? I say I get the PMP because it's basically got the substructure you need to be effective.
Yeah.
You don't need. I met a guy in Vegas last year that he gave me his business card, and I had to turn it over on the other side to see all the certifications this guy had. And at the end of the day, I said, do you ever use any of these? Do you ever actually practice? No, but look how good it looks on my card.
It looks good. I've got some Alphabet City going behind my name too.
Wow.
In fact, every once in a while, I kind of keep track of the different certifications, and every once in a while I see one that I like, and then I ask myself, because this is my main beef with certification right now. I think with modern technology, doing it online is great. I think we need to get a different provider who does the online, because they're a bunch of fascists that run those. They're terrible. I only heard negative feedback.
Yeah, I agree.
But one pet peeve, and I had this from a senior project manager that I've been working with for the last 10 years. He's also an engineer. He's building a big factory now in Germany. And he said, well, I want to get my PMP. So I coached him through it and stuff like that. He didn't have a good experience with the online training either. They threw him out because he was looking in the air, and they said, you're cheating. I said, I'm looking in the air.
I've heard that story a lot.
But we got that straightened out. But what really hurts my heart as somebody who's diehard PMI fan and PMP fan, him a little bit and some other people that I know that got the PMP, it's so difficult to prepare for the exam that in some cases it's no longer a cognitive process of learning. It's a rote memory process.
Yep.
Right? So they're learning vocabulary, they're learning concepts. They don't really know why they're learning it, but the only reason they're learning it is to pass the exam. And I think almost all prep courses go in that direction, which that makes my heart bleed, because I think the number one reason for certification is to show the world that you're committed to the discipline and that you've taken the time to read the user's manual.
Well, and I'll tell you what, this is blasphemy on my part. I think we let too many people in. I think I have to admit that I was responsible for the application process back in the old days. Way too lax, way too lax. I mean, there are people coming into the PMP world who shouldn't be there because they did memorize. Now, keep in mind, just so you know, one of the major reasons we changed from 6 to 7, changed from process to principle, is because the process had become very memorizable. And so all people were doing was taking a boot camp, memorizing what they needed to pass the exam, and then go back doing things just the way they always did them. So we hope that moving this to a more principle-based, where you have to apply the concepts yourself, and you can't memorize the PMBOK 7.
Well, you shouldn't have to memorize it. It should be, if you're talking to a professional and you ask him a legitimate question, first of all, the question should be formulated in a way so that an English speaker or a semi-English speaker can understand it, right? I mean,
Right.
sometimes even as a native speaker, I'm like, what the, I don't understand the question.
Yeah. Oh,
You
yeah.
know?
All the time.